The first boss event of Update 52.0 has arrived, and it is Blastapopulous, which is the perfect boss to showcase the new Ice Paragon, because the Ice Paragon can cool off Blastapopulous to avoid your towers from overheating. Let's see what this event has to offer though. We are on Tinkerton, and there are 4 tower bands: Ace, Wizard, Spike Factory, and Engineer, which is 4 of the strongest Paragons, so it looks like Ninja Kiwi is trying to nudge us to use the Ice Paragon anyways. On top of that, the boss has 2 times HP and is a little bit slower than normal. Now, as per usual, I am going to be hopping in ranked mode. This week, it is a timed week. Now, currently, we're still super early into the event, so I don't really know what time is good, but we'll see if we can get first place at least. And also, guys, if you've been enjoying the BTD6 content, please hit that subscribe button. Only about 25% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, and I'm really working to hit 100,000 subscribers because I don't know, it's a pretty cool number. Either way, let's take down Blastapopulous. And here we go, guys. We got a pretty easy map, so I bet we can farm quite a bit. Got the free dart monkey down, and I'm gonna place Benjamin. Yes, we chose Benjamin over Geraldo today. The best spot for Ben is just tucked away in the corner because his line of sight's blocked, so he's not gonna throw the Trojan on balloons and lose you money. But the reason why Geraldo's not the best, in my opinion, for this event is because they banned Spike Factory, so you can't like use the rejuvenation potion with a bunch of spike storms. Then on top of that, a lot of the strong Paragons are banned as well, so I doubt we'll need high degree Paragons with the Paragon totems. Either way, we gotta get our first banana farm down soon, so let's try beating round 4 with a Benjamin ability. Yeah, there we go. That should clean up. And we will get our banana farm over here. It's important to place my farm in this general location because, as per usual, I'll be doing the IMF into Opulous strat, and the first banana farm you build is going to be the one you turn into the IMF alone. Now we can upgrade the farm to increase production. I most likely am going to need more defense soon, but I'd like to greed out every single farm upgrade possible first. Alright, can we defend round 7? Let's use bin ability now. Oh my gosh, 0.05 penalty. I'm not going to redo the early game for 0.05. We'll just take it. Okay, let's see if we can save it for a second farm with only a dart monkey placed. That would be absolutely crazy. All right, let's use bin ability now. Okay. I think I'm dead. Oh my gosh, we're going to have 1 red balloon remaining, or 2. I can definitely beat this round. This is the type of stuff you need to do to get a good timed score. The first couple rounds of farming are unbelievably important to maximize. All right, guys, I've been on this round for a very long time. I'm just gonna simply use the rocket to help me out because I can't beat this round otherwise. So hopefully that makes the difference. Come on, no time penalty. There we go, perfect. And with that play, I should be able to greed a second banana farm before round 9. And then I'm guessing I'll need more defense for this round as well, which we can get in the form of a second dart monkey, and we'll build both of these guys into greater production. The double dart monkey start should work out pretty well for us. Okay, we can now afford the second greater production. That's perfect. And I guess we see how long we can push these 2 dart monkeys. Hopefully I can get a bank off of them before I get any more defense. Okay, this is where the rounds are going to start to get difficult. Round 14, we got some layering with reds, blues, greens, and yellows, but I'm getting really close to affording my bank. Let's use that ability. Clean up. Well, actually, let's use the ability at an earlier timing. That way I get a Benjamin ability back for round 15. And still beat this round with it. You know what I'm saying? Now. Okay, this should work. There we go. No time penalty, please. Perfect. Do I have enough cash? I don't. I am about 500 off. Okay. Round 15 is going to be another tough one because there's some pink balloons this round. Both darts are on strong currently. Let's go now. Ability. I feel like that was a pretty effective use of the level 3. I'm still going to leak. I can definitely beat this round though. Wait, this is a good start. Strong on the start? Yeah, I think we did it. No time penalty, please. Yes! We made it past round 15 with only 2 dart monkeys and Benjamin. That should grant me a bank. And now that I've got the bank up, the plan is to finally get a 3rd defensive tower on the field, which is going to be a boomerang right about here. That should offer enough defensive help, right? Yeah, we're good. Nice. I can finally relax a little bit. I'm hoping. Round 15 bank is like super early though. I think we did a good job there. Now it's gonna take a while before this bank fully cooks up and I'll turn it into an IMF loan. So what I'll do before that point occurs is get another farm on our end and start making some money from the sky. Okay, round 24 camo balloon. I don't actually think I need to buy any defense for this because pretty sure it enters the spike pile before I incur a time penalty. And yes, I'm correct. Bank's at 6.6k. Probably 2 more rounds, I think, and then it'll be full. All right, let's defend these zebras. Ben ability. There we go. Bank is now full. Let's collect this, upgrade IMF loan, and deposit. And the plan in round 27 is to have this farm pretty much make all of its income, and then we'll sell the farm at the end of the round and deposit the money from selling it into the IMF loan. But I might need more defense here. I'm not sure if our current setup can handle these yellows. It's kind of close, I've got to say. If I sold and deposited, we're at like 8k in there too.
One eternity later.
Okay, trying this again. I have both Dart Monkeys on strong this time around and Boomerang on last. We gotta get a really big Benjamin ability off this round, basically. Yes, yes! Finally! Oh my gosh, that took forever. That was brutal trying to beat round 27. Okay, and in round 28, we're just gonna upgrade red heart rings on this Boomerang and deposit the money we make into the IMF loan, of course, as well. Now, ideally, we find a way to stall this round a little bit, at least, because I want to have this IMF loan ability off cooldown for after round 29 concludes. I don't know if I can get a quarter of the cooldown off here, though. That's going to be a little bit difficult. Let's see. I'm going to hope. Last target on the Boomerang. That's really close. I think I'll take it. But now it's time to just sell off our defense. I'm going to collect you, get 2 discount villages. Underneath double discount, we will get a monkey town. And then what am I going to defend with? Normally you would use a balloon trap, but engineer's banned. I think the cheapest defensive option that people are using is the crossbow. I'm also going to need something to pop lead balloons, which I guess we can get an alchemist for that. And maybe turn this into a rubber gold later. We can sell off you now. Then right when the round starts, I'm going to use the IMF loan ability once it comes off cooldown and upgrade my Monkeyopoulos. Let's go. Oh, that's actually quite a bit of a time. Yeah, I got to stall better. Okay, we did it again with the better stall in the round, so now I have the IMF loan ability available. So let's start this round and build our Monkeyopoulos. Perfect. And what I want to do now is get a marketplace early. Nice. And then with the money I make this round, I should be able to afford a crossbow. There you go. That's what you call clean farming. Now, I'm not sure when the best timing is for me to actually build this guy into a rubber to gold. My guess is it's not right now, because the rounds don't have enough balloons yet. I think it's more effective for me just to build marketplaces up with my money. So that's what we'll do for a little bit. Okay, I just realized my alchemist is kind of in a bad location. I'm gonna sell it. And the reasoning behind selling is I want to be able to fit 2 farms over here. And we don't even need the alchemist anymore because there's not lead balloons for a bit. But what I can add defensively is a couple free dart monkeys. Let's see how we do with this setup. I don't think we're gonna get our rubber to gold up until like round 37 is my guess. That's when the RBE starts to ramp up a ton and will actually have good effectiveness. Okay, Ben ability now. I think that's pretty decent timing on it. Crossbow needs to go crazy for us. Got the marketplace. And I'm feeling pretty good with how this is played out. This is gonna be the last marketplace I go for before I get the alchemist up. Okay, let's get our alchemist right about here. I'm gonna sell the dart monkey because that's the spot I want it. And I need about 900 or more dollars. Okay, I'll make that pretty quick from all of our farms and the Monkeyopoulos. There we go. Yeah, look at how fast I made that. On top of getting the alchemist, I should get a glue gunner up on strong targeting. Just slowing down the balloons, making sure the alchemist hits everything is important. Then last but not least, I think we're done with the farms. I will start to get a couple merchantmen on our end, which I'll build into favorite trades later, and that'll help me with the sellback. Yeah, my placements of stuff are pretty good. Every single merchantman encompasses all of my farms placed. It doesn't fully encompass the rubbered gold though, so we won't get full sellback on that, unfortunately. Okay, now we're around 39, so we've got to prepare for the tier 1 defense. What is my plan? I think if I can pull off an MAD, that would be great. The only problem is this guy is not cheap in the slightest. And on top of that, I can't really place my MAD over here because you want it to be close to the boss so it doesn't get blocked by rocks. So I can't have it discounted. Either way, let's see if we can make this happen. I would ideally like to be able to cool off the Rocket Storm ability beforehand, so that's why I'm building the Dartling right now. Come on, Rocket Storm. Sell that. There we go. Perfect. And try to stall us out a little bit. I'm still not going to have it fully off cooldown, am I? That might be enough. I mean, the real question is, can I even afford the MAD? You know? If I sell this, get the favorite trades up, and then I'm going to have to sell 1 farm underneath double favorite trades. Okay. Now I can sell the rest of this stuff. And I can afford it. Oh. That's actually really good. I did not think I'd be able to. Looks like the Mad's happy about it. He's showing off, emoting real quick. I can't really afford any buffs for him though. Maybe we can afford Berserker Brew mid defend? Probably not. Alright, let's see how long this takes. 86,000 HP. Oh, and when he gets stunned, the Rocket Storm ability stops working for a second. He's not getting blocked though, is he? Nah. Okay, it's actually good that there's a couple balloons going through. We want to stall these rounds out. Getting the Alchemist up's definitely a mistake though. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna do a super greedy plays time where I get 1 tick out of all my farms because they make income at the very start and then sell them for the Mad. Alright, let's go. Yes. Yes. Mad ability. Perfect. That worked out really well. Okay, what I want to do next is get a glue gunner in here. Glue these balloons, please. And then I can also get one of these and pull the stuff back. We want to stall the round out pretty much indefinitely. I mean, that's the ideal thing, so then we can get back to farming on round 41. The Mad's taking a while to pop this boss, though. Actually slower than I thought. I'm not sure if this is the fastest way to kill Blast. There might be better options. I think it's still decent. The problem is that Blast resets the Mad ability cooldown every time. So you can only realistically get 1 ability off at the very start. Alright, 1 more skull to deal with. There we go. What is that time? Less than 2 minutes, I'm pretty sure, at least. Yeah, 154, okay. Okay, and I did actually end up deciding to go back to tier 1. And instead of going for the Mad, we did overdrives with Embrittlement and Super Brittle. Now, normally you would think something like this wouldn't actually be very good against blastapopulous because you're shooting so many projectiles out that you're going to heat up the boss. Which is true, but unlike the Mad, this setup is not ability reliant. Pretty much all of the Mad's damage comes from that ability, which you can only use once. Well, the damage of this setup is a lot more consistent. And you can see here, as we're damaging blastapopulous, we are doing so much better than the previous time. Ending this defend in under 53 seconds. Yeah, attacks were so much better. That was like a minute faster than the Mad. I'm happy I redid it. Okay, let's sell off everything now. And I've got about 62k to work with. I'll start this thing off by rebuilding my Monkeyopolis. Perfect. Then underneath Monkeyopolis, we want to get a couple central markets. The reason we're going for central markets is because Engineer's banned. So that means BRFs are not as good because you can't overclock them, and Banana Central won't be very good either, since there's no Ultra Boost. So even though there's not that much water space, I'm probably going to resort to boat farming, and we'll get like a Lord of the Abyss up for extra water space. And that is exactly why we're going for central markets, because we want to farm with these guys first, and then we'll sell them later into the boat farms. Okay, let's beat round 42. Rubber to gold early, and then I'm going to need something defensively. How about we just get a Abyss Dweller in the back? And now with this setup, we'll just continue placing down marketplaces underneath the village for a while, because it's going to be a bit till I can transition to the boat farming with Lord of the Abyss. I'll need a lot of money for that. Okay, I think after this round concludes, we are going to try to build my Lord of the Abyss with a bunch of boats. The only issue is I've done some testing in Sandbox, and there's no way I'm able to fit 20 boats. You can fit 5 in the pond, and the most I was able to fit inside of a Lord of the Abyss range was 11. So I guess we'll just see how that ends up playing out. It's going to be a bit odd. So here's what I'm going to try to do to transition into the boat farms. It's going to be really difficult, but I think the most optimal way to play it technically would be getting as much farm income at the start of the round, and then quickly selling the farms, getting a Lord of the Abyss down, and spamming boats. I know that's a lot though. Here's how I'm going to play it. So now sell this, get you up, okay. Get a couple more ticks from these farms first. Sell them now. Lord of the Abyss right here. Yes. And let's try to fit as many boat farms as possible. With good placements too, that's the difficult part. I feel like I can do better than that, but you get the idea. It's really hard to place the boats quickly if you're trying to do them in pixel perfect spots as well. Okay, I did a decent job spamming the boats. I definitely could have done better, but we got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inside of the Lord of the Abyss range so far. Let's see if I can get the 11 that's max from my testing. You might be able to get more if you get better placement. That'll be 7. We sold my Monkeyopolis, by the way, because I'm gonna have to move it. 10, and then we'll sell this, and we got 11, okay. Perfect. So at least I was able to get all 11 down. And then the best Monkeyopolis location on the map, it's probably somewhere around here, is my thoughts. I've got an idea. Let's start round 50. You guys are gonna have to let me cook this round. We're gonna make all of my central market income, and then we're gonna sell it at the end of the round. Okay, now we're at the end of the round. That's the last mob of it. What I'm gonna do is sell you, upgrade you, and then give this a range bonus, and that reaches every single boat. Perfect. The 4th tier Desperado might have been too much though, so I just got a 3rd tier up now. I sold it and replaced it and got a farm with some of the extra money. So I'm gonna wait towards the end of this round. Use this. Yeah, that reaches every farm still with the range buff on the village. Okay. So we wasted a little bit of cash there, but it's all good. All right, there's Central Market number 3. By the way, for those who are not aware, the reason I'm going for Central Markets here is because every Central Market buffs my boat income by 10%. So it's pretty effective. The way I'm playing it is I will go for the Central Market at the start of the round, and then the money I make mid-round goes towards the favorite trades. I think that's the most efficient way to do it. Okay, we've made it all the way to round 59. So we have the boss to deal with on the next round. And you're probably wondering what my plan is for the tier 2 defense. I think we're gonna go for a Paragon, which is gonna be very expensive, but I feel like it's just the fastest solution, a Dart Paragon. Now Dart Paragon is gonna cost quite a bit. I'm not gonna go for the double crossbow master, by the way. We're just gonna aim for degree 20. 20 darts down now. We wanna get the 100 tiers. What is the cheapest 2 tiers you can buy on the darts? I think it's the bottom 2 and the middle 2. Yeah. So we'll make all of these 0 to 2. This should be degree 20. Let's see. It is 21. And I think this will be a pretty fast kill. Hopefully. Let's see. 540,000 HP. The nice part is once you get the first skull down, it deploys rocks, which keep the Apex Plasmaster bowls like more condensed. You get really good bounces, right? So the damage is going to speed up because of that. 120 so far. Come on. Keep going. I think it's going to be faster than my tier 1 kill. We're at about 40 seconds, I think. Oh, no, it's blocked by a rock. That's really unfortunate. I think I've got to do a slightly different placement. Okay, take 2 at this. Hopefully this guy doesn't get any blocked at all. Currently it's not looking like it. Okay, 1 more skull. Yeah, that was a pretty good kill. I'll take it. Kept it simple for tier 2, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and then after tier 2 ended, we just sold off everything, rebuilt the Monkeyopolis in a slightly more optimal location, and we are going to transition my farming into something I have not showcased on this channel before, but it's super OP. Druid farming. Now, the way the Jungle's Bounty works is it gives you $320 per ability used, plus an additional $130 per banana farm in range. And to my knowledge, there's no cap on that. So the way this farming method works is you try to build a setup with a good ratio of druid farms to banana farms, and with specific placements where every single druid you place is near at least a couple banana farms. So through some testing, this is the druid setup I was able to build. That's not the entire strategy though. The next part of it comes from what you do during the rounds, where the goal is pretty simple. We want to stall the round as much as possible without incurring a time penalty. So you can see here on round 62, I was able to do that with a decamo mortar against these camo rainbows. Now you guys got the gist of druid farming. Let's get back to the live commentary. And yes, guys, now we are back with the live commentary. We are doing the druid farming for the first time ever on the channel. Now, obviously this farming tactic is atypical. We haven't seen it from me before, but when performed correctly, it can be much better than other farming tactics. It does take a lot more time though, and I'm going to show you how to do it properly here. Basically, I'm going to do every single round twice. The first time through, we kind of are just going to stall a blimp at the back of the map and see how long it takes for me to reach time penalty. Wait. Okay, I get this druid ability off beforehand. Yep. So basically at the same exact time I get that druid ability back, I reach time penalty. Okay, and now when I redo the round, the way this is going to play out is I want to pop these blimps before that druid ability comes, which I think is this next one. So let's move the belly away and let these druids pop these mobs before. There we go. And it's pretty much how we've got to play out every single round with building this efficient druid plus farm setup. One thing I can add at this point though, I have enough money for it, and it's gonna help. An Energizer. That right there is minus 20% cooldowns. And I can also get a Monkey Town over here. Okay, here's the thing though. We have reached the point where I have so many druids on the map that I'd have to start placing druids over here to place more. And then that would ruin my stall. And yeah, my current thoughts are the most effective thing to do with my money is just start upgrading some of these farms to banana research facilities. By the way, if any of you guys are insane enough, count how many times I say time penalty in today's video. I bet it's a ton. And I'm honestly very surprised at how well this farming method's going. I feel like I'm making a lot more money than if I just farmed otherwise with like BRFs and no overclocks. Huge shout out to my man Jandolf, by the way, for teaching me this farming method. Either way, on round 72 here, we should be able to afford our Banana Central, which is what I'm saving up for. It's going to be able to buff all of my BRFs by like 25% on their income, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, there are some rounds that you just simply cannot stall with this farming strategy though, like round 76, for example, all ceramics. There's nothing I can really do about this. You know what I'm saying? Our druids are just going to kill these balloons either way. But even with the reality of some rounds being unstallable, this is still a much more efficient farming strategy for these rounds than any other strat in the game. And especially so for an event like this where Engineer's banned. In round 70, it's going to be an interesting one to stall. I think we want to try to stall camo balloons this round because that's what comes out last. So my thoughts of how to accomplish that is we get a camo village here and then upgrade you to a glue hose. And hopefully with this play, we can slow down the camos enough where by the time they reach my Energizer is a similar timing to when we'd be reaching time penalty, if that makes sense. All right, here's the camos. I guess our heli can see the camos, but that's not really going to pop much of them. That doesn't really impact it. It's going to be close. We're still good. Okay, nice. Yeah, that worked out. And just like that, we've made it to the last round of farming before the tier 3 defend. I feel like I did a decent job at this druid farming for my first crack at it. Definitely will be trying this out more in the future as well to try to perfect it more because there is a big skill curve to farming like this in my opinion. Especially with the building of the setup. Like, my farm to druid ratio and the placements could be more optimal, my guess is. Either way, we should get a decent stall in this round just simply by having the druids pop this BFB at the end. And yes, we did. Okay. $500,000 left over. What do I want to do for this tier 3 defend? First of all, let me see how much HP it has. 3.4 million. That's quite a bit for Blast. I mean, it does have 2 times health to begin with. The simple way to do this would just be get Dark Paragon again, which we could probably get a degree 60. Oh, it's actually 63. Well, I guess I over-sacrificed by quite a bit. But either way, we're going to see how long this takes. This isn't really the solution I probably want to go with, though, because I don't want to keep the Dark Paragon. If I keep it up, I'm not going to be able to stall the rounds for my druids later. And if I sell it afterwards, I'm losing a massive amount of money because of all the cash slider and stuff we put into the Dark Paragon. But it'll still be a decent test to see how long it'll take. It looks like it's probably going to be slightly over a minute, is my guess. 245, maybe. 244.9, okay. All right, I think our next test is going to be getting a true Sun God and just spamming some defenses. So to do something like that, I'm going to have to sell off pretty much all of my stuff, or at least a lot of it. Okay, we got the true Sun God. I cleared some space out as well on the left-hand side. How much does the Ice Paragon cost? 300,000. I mean, I could in theory go for the Ice Paragon. Let's try it. Okay, I think I only need to put about 10,000 in Slider just to play it safe here. I'm gonna go for degree 20. There we go, Herald of Everfrost. Perfect. Okay, so on top of Mr. Everfrost, we want to get a Super Brittle and an Embrittlement. Even though we lose Paragon of Power, it's worth it to get the extra damage. I want to get a Cripple Moab in here. And I think the last thing we're going to add to this setup is some Sun Avatars, because there's Monkey Knowledge that allows Sun Avatars to pop purple balloons, which Blast has that immunity. And then on top of that, if you get the bottom path Ultra Vision, the Sun Avatars can see through obstacles. So these should be able to hit the boss the entire time, according to my thoughts. Let's see how long this takes. Hopefully it's fast, but I have no clue. I'm also curious on what's going to do the most damage. Let's go. Herald of Everfrost, I need you to go huge for me. Okay. It's not looking crazy fast, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that actually took a while to hit the first skull. I think I was at like 240 with the Dark Paragon strat. Attack Zone has 80,000 pops. Some of the Sun Avatars have almost as much as Attack Zone, surprisingly. But yeah, not having Homeland defense available makes like a huge difference. There's no way to be able to get the Homeland defense off cooldown either with how Blastapopulous resets ability cooldowns. So this strat just isn't going to work, unfortunately. It was worth an attempt, though. Okay, guys, we'll just resort to the Dark Paragon then, because this is going to be the fastest way to do it. Even though we lose quite a bit of cash making this play. It is what it is. Yeah, a minute for the kill. A little bit longer than a minute. Which is pretty fast, I'd like to believe, for 3.4 million health Blastapopulous. With the restrictions we've got going on. Okay, sell the Dark Paragon now. Well, actually I can't. He's stunned. There, now I can sell him. And I think what I want to do is we're not going to get back to druid farming yet. After this round concludes, I'm going to try to build a big Monkeyopolis. That's my plan. All right, let's figure this out. Where can I build a Monkeyopolis that's going to be the largest? One of my initial thoughts was somewhere around here, and if I give it range, we're looking at about 50,000. It can't reach these top two though. And I guess I could probably get one more farm in the range if I sell those druids, which would be 55k. I feel like I can do better than 55k though. Okay, what if I get it just in the same location that I had my previous Monkeyopolis? Let me cook, guys. We can get one more farm right here. Give it the range bonus. Yeah, 70k. I think I'll take that. Let's build you up. Perfect. And now here's the thing. I also kind of want to get a support temple on my side after building the Monkeyopolis up. Probably not a support True Sun God though, that would stunt my farming too much. And I've got to get in a spot where it's not going to sacrifice this Monkeyopolis either. There's 50,000, so we'll get you up right here. That did not sacrifice the village, which is important. And now I'll buy range on this. I can buy range twice, and the temple still does not reach the start of the track, which is also important. But the great part about having the temple is now this is going to give more range to all of my druids, so the druids encompass more farms, and then make more money per round. Okay, after a bit of diddling around with the placements, this is what we've came up with. But yeah, you can see the vision. Like, some of these druids in the middle encompass a ton of farms, and every farm is buffing the druid's income per ability. So having that sun temple helps out quite a bit. And just like that, we have once again maxed out our farming, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anything else I can buy that's going to increase my farming amount. I mean, I could in theory sell some druid farms and get more BRFs down, but I'm pretty sure we make more money compared to the space it encompasses from the druid farms than I do from a BRF. Especially with the fact we can't overclock our BRFs. So not only are the druids more cost effective, I think they're more space effective as well. But I'm not entirely sure, that's just a hunch. We've made it to around 90, I have about $600,000 saved up. I'm hoping I have around 2 million-ish, maybe 1.5 million by the time the tier 4 defend rolls around. But we'll see. Okay, I've made it to around 99, I've got 2.2 million on hand. And I probably should have prepared some Paragon abilities in like round 98, because if I prepare them now, I'm not going to get the abilities to off in time. But I think I can still get a Homeland Defense and a Glue Storm off in time, because those have lower cooldowns. So let's make sure to do that. Homeland Defense down here, and a Glorm. And I think that's all we'll do for now. Just prepare these two abilities. Round 99. I can probably stall the DTs a little bit this round is my thoughts. I'm going to wait for the last one to come out, and then we'll use an Absolute Zero. Now 30 abilities, there we go. Made a lot of money there. And one Absolute Zero should not overstall the DTs. I'm pretty sure we'll still pop this round without getting a time penalty. Let's see. Yeah, that's the case. Perfect. Okay, 2.3 million to work with. That's a lot of money. And we're gonna get more than that because I'm gonna sell off a ton of things as well. The main thing I definitely don't want to sell is this Monkeyopolis. This guy has made me 675k already. Okay, I think one of the first things I want to build is another Sun Temple. We'll get it right here. That's 50,000 support. I'm hoping this does not encompass my Monkeyopolis. I don't think it does currently. And then we got 50,000 of support again. Let's get the True Sun God up. Yeah, I did not remove this. That's good. And I think it's time to get our Paragons up. The first one, and honestly maybe the highest damaging Paragon of this setup, is going to be the Dart Paragon. We want to get degree 60. All right, that should be degree 60 at least. Let's see. 61, I'll take it. Then next up, we want to get the Ice Paragon. We're probably just going to aim for degree 20 on the Ice Paragon. And as for the Ice Paragon's location, I want to get in a spot where it doesn't get blocked by rocks and can pretty much always attack so I get the debuff. Maybe just get it over here, because then it'll always be able to attack the AI balloons and it's not going to get blocked by any rocks in this location. And on top of that, the Ice Paragon won't really block the locations that I want to place my other towers as well. All right, Herald, it's your time to shine. 21. I'm trying to decide between Tack Paragon or Boomerang Paragon. Let's go Boomerang because it'll also give my Dart Paragon extra attack speed. And if I went for Tack Paragon, I wouldn't be able to get the Meteor ability off as well. For degree 40, I only need like 274,000 slider. That's much more doable. So I think we're just going to do degree 40. There we go. And that's going to be it for the Paragon side of things. But as for the other things to add, let's get Tack Zone, Super Brittle, Embrittlement, Cripple Moab, Primary Expertise, Legend of the Night. Try to sneak in a Avatar of Wrath in here. And then same as last time on the outskirts, we're gonna do Sun Avatars. Okay, I think we are ready. All right, let's go. Wait. Now, Glue Storm. 14 million HP, that's quite a bit. Let me turn down the effects so you guys can see what's going on a little bit easier. Oh my gosh, we heated that up so quickly though. I mean, spamming the Sun Avatars is good in the fact that it does a lot of damage, but it heats up the boss very fast. So I'm not sure if that's necessarily worth. But with the debuffs, they do so much damage. I think Sun Avatars are fine, in all honesty. As 3 skulls down relatively quick. We're at 320 almost. How's the Dark Paragon doing damage-wise? Pretty good. A lot of these Sun Avatars can't reach as well. In hindsight, I don't think Benjamin was the best hero, I'll be honest. Even though the things that talked about Gerardo earlier, having those rejuvenation potions would be huge for me right now. Because I can realistically only get 1 home and defense off during these defense. But if I had rejuvenation potions, I'd obviously be able to get more than 1 off. Either way, the tier 4 boss has been defeated. We're going to be about 402-ish? Okay, 403. That's not bad. Let me check on the leaderboard. Alright, the best time right now is 8:30. The person number 1 is a cheater. You can tell because they have like 0 badges of everything. They've only played 1 boss event. But that means if we can defend the tier 5 boss in under 4 minutes 30 seconds, I'll snag the number 1 spot. That sounds pretty easy, but the tier 5 boss is going to have a lot of HP. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it. Either way, in the meantime, we're going to sell off a lot of our defense. We're not going to sell the Paragons though. And we built back our farming. We're not going to druid farm anymore because if I'm keeping the Paragons, we're not going to be able to stall the rounds. And selling the Paragons would be an awful idea since I put so much cash slider into these guys, I'd just be losing out on a ton of money. So because of that, we're just going to BRF farm. I guess in the crevices between them, I can still get druid farms down. And let's get back to farming, guys. We got 17 rounds to farm up enough cash to hopefully add a degree 60 bolt Paragon to our setup. And I'm thinking I'll finish this farming on like round 115 or 116, a couple rounds in advance. That way I can just make sure my entire defense is perma-brewed for tier 5 because I haven't really had a fully perma-brewed defense for any of the other tiers. Okay guys, we've made it to around 115. 114 has just ended. So what I'm gonna do now is proceed to sell off pretty much everything. All right, this is looking much better. We're even gonna sell my Monkeyopolis, by the way, 1.27 million from this guy. And I've got 3.4 million on hand. What do I want to do first? Well, I think I'm actually going to get a new Sun Temple. Even though Sun Temple is good, I want one in range of my true Sun God that's going to always buff it. Okay, there's 50,000 of support. Let's build you up. Perfect. And now, as for my Boat Paragon's location, I don't want in this back pool. The majority of the boat's damage comes from its main cannon attack, which means having it close to the boss is super important. I kind of want to get it like right here. And I need at least 65 tiers of boats placed to get degree 60. So reaching that might actually be a bit difficult with the water restrictions. Okay, yeah, there's actually no way maybe we'll get all the tiers in here. With the fact that I need to get the boat Paragon in the top. I can only fit like 4 boats in the Lord of the Abyss range. I guess I did technically need to farm boat pops then, or at least boat money, somehow. Okay, here's what I'm gonna try to do then. It's probably not gonna work out in my favor, but I'm gonna see if I can farm enough boat pops in these next couple rounds to get a degree 60 boat Paragon, because we don't need to get it early. There's no ability to need to cool off. And then on top of that, in preparation, we can get home and defense ability off cooldown, some cold arms in here. I'm gonna prep some Desperado abilities for tier 5 as well. Then last but certainly not least, we wanna be perma-brewing things. Okay, let's go and see if we can get any boat pops here. It's gonna be very difficult, but we can try. Okay, let's test. What degree would it be currently? Please be degree 60. It is, okay, that's fantastic. No need to fear, the degree 60 boat Paragon is here. Now I can put all my focus into the other defenses, which means it's time to upgrade some of these to Sun Avatars with Ultra Vision so they can see through the rocks. Then on top of that, we want to get some stuff like Tax Zone in here, of course. Okay, this is looking like a pretty good setup so far. What I'm now gonna do is use home and defense abilities mid-round, which might seem like a weird decision, but the purpose of this is to make my brew go faster. I want to brew everything almost. And home and defense does affect the brew timings. What do I want to spend my last bit of money on? Well, we kind of need map-wide range things at this point to reach the boss. So I think just 402 or 204 snipers is the best thing to do. Okay, got a bunch of snipers spammed. I'm also going to use all of my Desperado abilities. You're probably wondering why I have these. It's basically just to put on some Sun Avatars to increase the range before the boss comes out. Remember, I'm only going to be able to use these abilities once though, because I just can't get abilities off cooldown against Blast. Okay, and here's my plan. I want to skip the first skull with the Eclipse of Fimbulwinter, and I'm also going to try to micro home and defense. I'm going to try to get another home and defense off right before our abilities get reset. All right, let's go. 70 million HP, that's a lot to deal with. Mad ability. When do I use Eclipse of Fimbulwinter? That's the question. Oh crap, we're not even going to be, we're going to get heated up here in a second anyways. Try it now. I don't think that was a good timing. I'm not going to negate the skull effects. You can only do it technically once per boss though, so I might get the ability back on time and try to negate the skull effects of another skull. Wait, I'm actually moving micro home in defense. 1 second. I did not think that this would be possible. Okay. So we can get another home in defense off, which is huge for us. Okay, Eclipse of Fimbulwinter's ability is still coming off cooldown. That's good. If I can't get it off at all, though, we might just want to redo this defend and try to make sure I freeze the first skull, because that's super important. Oh yeah, I got reset again. Okay, I've just got to do it. I've just got to restart. And I'm going to aim to use Eclipse of Fimbulwinter for the second skull, is my thought process here. We're nearing it. Do I use it now? Let's try. Yes, we froze it. Homeland. Come on. There we go. We did not have the skull effect that time. That's huge. We negated it. That's the word I was looking for. That helps me out a ton in this defense. All right, that's half the skulls down. Second half's probably gonna take a little bit longer though, because it's leaving the range of like my Dart Paragon and stuff. I don't know, guys, if we'll beat 830. I need to micro Homeland again. Perfect. We just need to keep microing Homeland. That's the most important ability to have going. Come on, we got this. Range on some of these Sun Avatars. Make sure you're hitting. Homeland defense again. Target the Mad. Target the Bloon Exclusion Zone. Last skull, come on. We can do this. I need Homeland defense desperately. That's not attacking right now. Move you down here. I need cripple attacking. Dude, this is where the damage is so unbelievably low. I'm gonna be over 830 on this defend. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I feel like it can be optimized more though. Like there's a couple times where I didn't have Homeland going and I think I could have been microing it better. So maybe I'll give it one more attempt and see if I can beat this. We're gonna be like probably 840-ish for this one. All right, a while later, I've made it to this point. We're hitting the last skull at about 746. I don't know if that gives me enough time to pop the boss entirely before 830. I don't think we have enough because it's outside the range of a lot of my Paragons now. We pretty much have to kill the boss before like 824. That's not gonna happen, yeah. Because there's like a 6-second death animation, I'm pretty sure. So this will be a very similar time to what I got on the previous attempt, I think. And it looks like we are at 835, 836. Yeah. Still a pretty decent time nonetheless. Having Engineer banned hurts your defense an insane amount. Overclocks are like so important. But that was still a fun boss. Alright, before we look at the leaderboard, let's check the Paragons. 1.7 million on you, 21 million on you, 19 million on the boat, 8 million on the boomerang. And then as for the towers, the highest poppers are actually some of the Sun Avatars. Yeah, look at the Sun Avatars pops. Well, the Legend of the Night outpopped the Sun Avatars by a little bit. So if I were to do this again, I'd probably change my hero to Geraldo, or even Adora could have been decent to buff the Sun Avatars. Either way, that's good enough for third place. Well, technically second, because again, the first place person's cheating. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. Ramlike out. Peace. Have a good one.